My name is Lizelle from Lizelle Loves Books, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I post every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm just a girl who likes reading romance, fantasy romance, paranormal romance, any kind of genre of romance in general. And I also happen to have cerebral palsy, and it would mean the world to me if you would subscribe to my channel. And I also think life is better when you read romance books. Happy Wednesday. Today's video is going to be what I think of Stacy Reid's historical romances, because Crystal from Crystal's Bookish Life, then Jen from the Book Refuge, Just a Piece of Books, and Ava, from Ava's Romance Read, Ava Reads Romance, they all talk about Stacy Reid. And so I thought the weekend I would read 3 of her most popular books, and I'm gonna tell you what I thought about them. The books that I read are My Darling Duke, Accidentally Compromising the Duke, and A Matter of Temptation. Now, let me tell you, My Darling Duke, I had to physically read on my Kindle because it was on Kindle Unlimited. I tried listening to the audio, but the narrator just sounded so breathy to me, and it sounded weird, so I physically read that on my Kindle, the ebook, because it's on Kindle Unlimited. But overall, I really loved her books. My Darling Duke is about this girl whose family is in poverty. Her dad had just died. Not just died, her dad died a couple of years ago. And he told her to, take care of the family. Her and her sisters do not have a title anymore. So, to help that, she finds out about this Duke that nobody has seen, and she lies to people and tell them they're engaged. So makes the newspapers and goes on with this ruse because she wants her sisters to get a season. She wants her sisters to get married. But what she doesn't know is that the Duke she claims that she's engaged to sees what she finds out about this ruse, because he reads the newspapers and stuff. So when she's at a ball, she actually sees this Duke, and she thought she was going to get in trouble, her reputation is gonna go through the mud because everyone's gonna find out that she was lying. And he doesn't want to do any of that because he is interested in her. He wants to find out what type of character she is, So they go along with this fake engagement, and this Duke is scarred. He's in a wheelchair. He can walk sometimes, but he got disfigured because of an accident. And he tells her he has to go back to Ireland with him for 1 week, and they actually develop feelings for each other. I really liked this book. I gave it 5 stars. I love the caretaking in this book. Caretaking is one of my favorite tropes. Obviously, because I'm in a wheelchair, and if someone does those caretaking, like, it's only the dream, but if someone did the stuff for me that she does for him in a book, that would mean so much to me. Anyway, the caretaking in this book is excellent. And he is the character I think his name is Alexander. Alexander is a character I can really relate to because he pushes her away because of his disability, and because he's afraid that he can't give her everything she wants, even though their feelings for each other are real. And as I said, I can really relate to that. So I love this book. I love the Beauty and the Beast retelling. 5 stars for that one. Then I read Compromising the Duke, and it's about this girl who wants to escape because she's engaged to a horrible man. So she wants to escape from that engagement. So she goes to a room of a guy she likes, but it turns out to be the wrong room, and it turns out to be the room of a man, of a duke, and he's a single dad, and they get caught in a compromising position, so she has to marry the guy, the single dad, and it's a marriage of convenience, but she falls in love with, but the Duke, the Baron, I'm not sure of the names, he's still reeling from how his wife died trying to give birth to his son, his heir, and he can't move on in the relationship if he's still stuck in the past. So this book I gave 4 stars. It was really interesting. I thought like he was wishy-washy too long, like throughout most of the book. He kept letting the ghost of his past prevent him from moving on too long, in the present. I gave it 4 stars. Overall, I really liked it. Temptation by obviously Stacy Reid, and I think this one was my favorite. I actually like the narrator in this, and it's about this girl who finds out that her brother challenged her, a duke, to a fencing deal, and her brother is horrible at fencing. So she is better than him at fencing. She is better than her twin brother. So she comes up with the idea to pose as her brother so her brother can win and not get embarrassed. So when her brother is asleep, she goes to this duke's house and does this fencing duel with him, and she actually wins. But this duke realizes that the person he was dealing with was a woman. So he's very intrigued by her. He offered her job as his secretary, and she takes it because she brought disgrace to her family because of her past. I don't know. I don't want to say what her past is because it will spoil the book. But it's her and this duke. It's her and this duke's relationship. He is very different from all the other men she's met before because he's very much pro women's rights and people's right to vote, even if they're poor. He's very sweet. I think he's on the autism spectrum, but they fall in love with each other. But she doesn't want to take things seriously because if he announces her as his wife, people are gonna look down on him because of her past, and she doesn't want that. So it's them trying to figure out how to make the relationship work, and this is by far my favorite. I really liked it. I like the fact that the hero knows what he wanted, and he wanted the heroine, and he would do anything to make her his wife. So overall, I really like Stacy Reid. I give them all 5 or 4 stars for all the 3 books I read. And I'm really excited for The Wolf and the Wallflower because Crystal and Jen talked about it in their previous videos. And it's about this girl who's masquerading as a man for reasons, and she's a psychologist, and she has to help this duke who was in the wild, and he has to help her go back into society, but he knows she is not a man. He knows that she is a woman. So that sounded really interesting. I really want to read The Wolf and the Wallflower. Stacy Reid, let me know down below if you had read any of her books. I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. That would mean the world to me. And I'll see you Friday. Bye.